Hello, my crafty friends. Today I'm sharing a Slimline Fun Fold card that is part of the Crafty Meraki Hugs release at Crafty Meraki. So every Monday in January, we're showing a new part of the release. And my card today uses something that's being released today, a product that was released the first part of January, and an older product as well. Let's show you how I did my card. Folded. My card is 3.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and it fits in a number 10 business envelope for mailing. And this is what I call a fold flap card. So you take your 7 inches by 8.5 inch piece of cardstock, you score it on the left side at 1 1/4 and at 3.5. The 3.5 inch score line is your center fold. So that gives you your card base. And then that 1 1/4 inch score line, you just fold back. Now you can do all kinds of things with this flap fold, and there's all kinds of examples on social media, but they're all A2 cards. So I've been doing this a fair bit with my Slimline cards, and I really like it. Now, what I did with this one is after I folded back the 1 1/4 inch flap, I adhered it in about 4 places with thin foam tape, so that keeps it back. But remember, you can use it as an accordion and open it and decorate each of the panels with pattern paper. So what I used that's being released today is this adorable Pixie Perfect stamp set. And I love these big-eyed pixies. I adore the whole stamp set. I have 2 cards on my blog today featuring this set, and one uses the pixies. This card, however, just uses the butterflies and the star images. So the stars were stamped in rainbow color down the left side of my card, and I stamped the butterflies in rainbow colored dye ink, and then just used a water brush. Because dye inks are water soluble, they kind of run and bleed a little bit when you add water. So pulling in the color with a water brush lightly filled in the rainbow colors of my butterflies. I added stickles to the butterfly bodies, and it might be hard to see, but there is Wink of Stella as well added to the butterflies. And the card base itself is probably not going to show up on camera, but it is a really pretty white pearl cardstock. So there's lots of subtle shimmer on this card. Now the Love and Hugs, that was released earlier this month. It is the Love Slimline tag die by Crafty Meraki, and Candace Fisher designed it. So I'm really getting a lot of use out of the chunky letters. So she designed this love tag, which was released the first part of January, and the second week of January there was another one, a different shaped tag, and it has the word celebrate, and you've seen me use that a number of times already. So Love and Hugs came from this set, and then my little fancy border down the front panel and the stencil inside comes from the Craft Around Slimline die. Now this was released last fall, and I was really excited to get it in my design team package. So you can see here, I just cut it out of white cardstock, regular, the same cardstock I use for my card bases. And then I'm going to hang on to this one and use it as a stencil. It will hold up for multiple uses if I'm just using inks. It wouldn't hold up if you're using wet medium like pastes, etc. But for dye inks, I'm going to get a fair bit of use out of just this stencil. And I love using a background die as a stencil because it extends the use of your die, and it's just such a soft kind of look on there. To get the rainbow color on my stencil here, I went through my scrap bin, pulled out rainbow colors of cardstock, and then just cut them into strips that were a 1/2 inch wide. Then I took a piece of text weight paper, added adhesive to that, and laid my strips down. So now I have a letter-sized sheet of rainbow strips that I cut apart and cut into strips and use for backgrounds and things. So it's kind of an easy way to make some background paper in your choice of colors, and you get to use up some scraps as well. These butterflies were stamped with black ink. I colored them with my Ohuhu alcohol markers and then added some stickles for lots of shine. The love was cut from black cardstock and I gave it a blast with my shimmer spray. And then this mat here, I just lightly brushed on some color with blending brushes to separate the white panel from the rest of the card. So lots of room to write a message, just a nice card that you can send out as happy mail for someone. And I hope I've shown you that you can take a smaller image and using it multiple times in different colors, it can really have a big impact on a larger card. If you enjoyed my video today, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more. That's it for me today.